But you know what? I see a familiar goatee in the backstage right now, so it might be time to bring him on. So for those that don't know, outfielder for the Chicago White Sox, Gavin Sheets, why we have him on for a couple reasons. One, he's a Baltimore native. Two, he's a good kid. And three, I've known him since he was in diapers as well. I'm a little bit older, 2 years older than him, and he thinks he can kick my ass, but he is sorely mistaken by that. But let's bring Gavin Sheets on as they get ready to play the Orioles.
Hey. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey, the real question, where's Bo?
Oh, he's right here.
He's
locked in.
He's a tank. How much is he weighing nowadays?
He's a good 85 pounds right now. He's a big boy.
Well, him and Ollie got to get –
he wants a rematch with Ollie.
Yeah, Ollie owned him. Ollie's agile, mobile, hostile. Kevin, what movie? Oh, my gosh. All right.
The Dodgeball.
No, it's not it.
Okay.
Kind of. Anyway, Gav, how are we feeling? It's a nice day in Chicago. Is there any more rain in the forecast or what's going on?
No, it looks like it's going to be a nice weekend. We got in for about 2 a.m. last night from Toronto, so that's always fun going through customs and everything. So, but no, looking for like a fun weekend.
So right now, obviously, the vibes are getting better in Chicago. They're working on it, but how are you guys navigating through right now? You're grinding through. We'll just say this. It wasn't on the bingo card for the White Sox to get off to a bad start, but it's a part of the season. How are you guys trying to right the ship? I know you guys have a good group in there that seem to vibe well.
Yeah, the clubhouse is great. It's tough. You never want to get off to the start that we did. But I think the biggest thing is just we got to stay in the present. Win every night. Try to win every night. Go out, put your best foot forward, and move on to the next night. It's such a long season that if you start to panic or if you start to give up and quit, it's just going to make for a miserable year. So I feel like from a clubhouse standpoint, we've done a great job of staying with it and just going out there and giving it our best every single night and seeing what happens and then moving on to the next one. But yeah, the start with injuries and everything that was going on was not the way we wanted to get going. Yeah.
Well, guess what too? Well, I'll say we can show hands for Orioles fans. Would you rather have the Chicago White Sox record or the Baltimore Orioles? I know what everyone would say. Chicago White Sox.
I was going to say, I don't know after last night. You would think the Orioles season is over.
It is. The season's over.
Sky is falling.
It's falling, but it's good context. I'm glad. A professional guy that's saying that it's a long season and you got to kind of grind it out. Hey, Gav, another thing here. I'd like to bring this up because I know this, but you like playing Baltimore, man, like a lot. So do I need to talk to your manager if you're not in the lineup?
I think I'm going to be in there all 4. I was looking at the rotation we got, so I think I'll be in there the next 4 games.
Yeah, I think if I looked at it, you're hitting like 381 off of the O's. You got 3 bombs. I think last year or 2 years ago, you were peppering the outfield. I think you had a 3 or 4 hit game, and then that was the one when the drop fly ball and Stowers went deep. That was an unfortunate ending for you guys, but you seem to like to play Baltimore. Is it something about like you smell crab cakes or there's just something about playing your home team? Because that was the team we know. Like your dad and my dad played together. We have the connection here in Baltimore. We went to Gilman here right down the road. Is there anything to it or it's just one of those teams that you just see well?
No, I think, whenever you play a team that you grew up going to games with and kind of grew up around the clubhouse there's always extra motivation and, extra excitement. And, obviously we look at the arms we got this weekend. It's going to be a tough weekend. But, I think there's always that little added whenever I play Baltimore that, I get excited for.
Get a little frisky. Yes, you do. Hey, Zach, I think it's a good transition into that, talking about pitching.
Yeah, talking about pitching. Gavin, thanks for joining the show. Actually, tonight's starter, Grayson Rodriguez, who you have had success off of, and you've seen him, the White Sox have seen him twice. Last year, very early on in his career before he got sent down, and then later after he came back up, which were 2 very different Grayson Rodriguez's that we saw. From your perspective, facing him, was there a big difference that you saw in his development from the first to second time you saw him?
Yeah, definitely. I thought the second time we saw him, he was a big league ace. And the first time we saw him, he was a guy with really good stuff. I think the difference with that is just the way you locate and the way you use your pitches. I think the first time he just got stuck leaving some stuff over the middle and missing. It was either a missed spot or leaving stuff over the middle. And then the second time we faced him, he was he was dialed. He was throwing whatever he wanted and at whatever count, and really locating. So, it's never been a stuff problem with him. I think it's just been the way he locates and the way he uses his stuff in different counts.
Yeah, I would say also, I think when we're going through breakdowns, where I thought he got better at the end of last year, it was him realizing, even though you throw fuzz, you got to be able to locate that heater and set everything else up. If you can't locate and set up your pitches, I think the homer you hit off of him was a hanging curveball, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Yeah.
Which, shout out you, good swing. But that's just kind of how it is. In the big league level, you're going to have to just be a little bit more specific on some of your spots overall. You faced Bernsey a couple times though too. I think you said that is his cutter's uncomfortable, isn't it? It's a little bit. It kind of pisses you off. If I was a player, it pissed me off. Cedric hated facing him. We talked to him about that too.
It's definitely a good pitch. He was one of the few guys I fouled a ball off my back knee off him, so that's fun. He just burns that cutter right on your back leg. And
how'd that feel? Good.
I tried not to show it hit me that bad, so I got right back in the box. I didn't want to say I fouled off my back knee, but no, he's there's a reason that he is who he is and comes in first or second and third in the Cy Young every year, and he's a guy that you really have to be locked in against. He's got stuff that is above average, and he's coming right at you.
So, what is something? If you were going to enlighten everyone, then we'll get fun here. We'll get a little frisky here. But what is something for the Orioles fans that they should know with Chicago? Obviously, there's been some great stories, right? But I don't think Fetty's meant. And Fetty, former roommate of mine with the Nats too. He's had a great start to his season. There's been a lot of injuries, but what's something at least that, giving context, that the White Sox have, in your mind, started to pick up or doing better that probably the normal fan wouldn't know?
Yeah, I think, I think that you can't take us for our record when you play us. We got Mike Clevenger going tonight, who's got stuff of a big league ace. You can't take him for granted. We got guys like Crochet and these guys that are throwing the ball extremely well. Fetty obviously having a great season. And, we got new pieces in the lineup like Tommy Pham right now that are swinging extremely well. So,
Uh-oh.
Going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
I think we need the same focus that every team needs. And, I think we're starting to play a little bit better brand of baseball, and, we're going to try to put some pressure on you.
Yeah, well, that's all you can ask for at this point. But this is a team also that, for some reason, I think even record-wise, the Orioles have played really well against teams over 500, not as well teams under 500. But that's also why I try to tell people every day of the week, like, you guys are fighting for your jobs. Like, this is not, hey, they're don't let the record fool you here. They're going out there. This is their livelihood out here. And I'm excited to see. And you know what? I'm always pulling for it. I tell guys, like, hey, if Gavin gets a few hits, they're like, oh, you're happy about it? I'm like, yeah, damn right I am, because my guy's eating. He gets to continue. He's trying to make his career last. That's what everyone's trying to do when you're trying to stay in the big leagues. It's a business at the end of the day. It's fun to win, but it's a business to say the least.
Yeah, do well, but just don't win against the Orioles. That's all we're trying to ask you.
But please.
Well,
the sky's falling.
Yeah. Yeah, you might if you guys sweep the Orioles, Gavin, I think I'm pretty sure X will cease to exist. I think it will implode. Which I look forward to it. That'd be great. Hey, you know what? Kevin was bringing this up. Were you talking about because Kobe Mayo got hurt in AAA in Norfolk? I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that injury? Kobe unfortunately caught a foul ball and went into the dugout, but he went through the stairs. I think Kevin. Do you have that video, Kevin?
I don't have it pulled up right now.
Let me try to.
I wanted to, Gavin, you set the record straight here because Ryan told us the story from his point of view, but I want to hear it from your point of view. He said there was a little trash talk going on. He was saying, you're going to lay out, catch this ball. You were talking some confidence there, and then Ryan said, if you go over, I'm not gonna help you. You're on your own. And then you took that fall, and Ryan said, he felt really bad, and he came over, checked on you, and everything.
Yeah, then he checked.
What was that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he let you take the fall, and then he's like, "Oh, okay, now
on my back," and then he came to see how I was doing. No, it was 100% how it went down. He told me I was going to come make a catch. I told him I was going to come make a catch, and he said he wasn't going to catch me, and so that's exactly what happened, unfortunately. And that concrete is not soft.
Yeah, they had that was the other thing. They had padding all around the dugout except where he landed.
Yeah.
And I was an honest man. I was on the steps. You can see it. Did you have the video, Zach, somewhere?
I'm trying to find it. We gotta
Okay, you're
scour
trying to
Twitter
find
a
it. Yeah,
lot.
we got to find it again. But the thing was with that, Gavin also likes to talk about being agile and mobile and like, oh, I'm gonna Superman and make this play. It's like, hey, buddy, you go flying into this dugout, you're on your own. But
Yeah,
then
that
it happened.
The 2-foot wall there probably isn't the best idea with a 7-foot drop, but hopefully now that it's a Orioles prospect, the guy.
Yeah, that was bad. That was a tough go for Kobe. And he was crushing it too down there, man. I don't know if you've seen him. He might be bigger than both you and I combined. That dude hits the ball like 120. Really talented player, but then fell down that stairs. You just went over and flipped it over. But yeah, it's all good. Well, I guess did you find the video yet, or should we just move on to another question?
Probably move on. I'm looking.
Didn't you just have the video the other day?
Yeah, but that took a long time to find as well.
Okay, that's fine. Brad, you have any thoughts, concerns, questions?
No, I was just gonna say what's up to Gavin. That's all.
What's up, Brad? Always good to see you.
Good to see you again, too, man. So are we gonna ask the hot dog question, or are we gonna save that for later?
Oh, well, are we gonna ask it? We could ask it right now.
Yeah.
You know what? One thing, Gav, I got to know real quickly though. I was trying to say, how's the core strength? You know, I'm a big core guy.
Yeah, it's there. You got to keep that through the season. I know it's probably not where yours is, doing all your yoga and stuff, but you know, I try to keep it up as much as possible.
Okay, the yoga, we did that a few times, by the way, and that's not also core. There's core and there's hip strength too, by the way. No one can launch a physio ball with their hips better than me.
Never seen anything like it.
See, we'll try that action. Kevin, you're screwed. It'll be a lot of fun here.
You're gonna put me through a torture workout?
Well, no, it's not even that. It's just like you want to understand how you can use your hips. I'm your guy. How do you think Gavin got to the big leagues then? Was it because of his own success or my hip routine?
You taking all the credit?
No.
He's telling me everything I know. That's for sure.
That is for sure. Hey, what let's why don't you ask the hot dog question, then we'll ask a couple fan questions, and we'll get Gavin out of here.
Yeah, let's do it. So, Gavin, it's been controversial since the season has started. We've asked team owners, general managers of multiple teams, and it continues to be controversial. And that is, every time you go to the ballpark when you're not playing and you go to get a hot dog, what's going on the dog, my man?
This is really going to be controversial, and people are going to hate this, but I think the sign of a good dog is straight up just the hot dog.
No,
we've gotten so many of those.
God damn it!
I mean,
wow,
that is
controversial.
controversial.
It's like a steakhouse, right? When you go to a steakhouse, you can't order sauce if it's a good steakhouse. But
Thank
if
you.
Ketchup or A1, it means it's not a good sauce or not
now,
a good steak.
are you taking the skin off of the hot dog though?
No.
Okay.
No,
Kevin,
we're talking baseball dog or dog at the turn on nine holes. I mean, that's nothing on it.
I can respect it. I respect it.
Well,
I respect it.
All right. So what about this? So there's Stuggies is a supporter of the show. They have a hot dog over at the yard. When you come in September, would you be willing to try a hot dog that has mac and cheese and crab on top?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
But again, it's not a topping. Like, it's not a condiment. It's a topping. Specialty dogs are different. Of course, a guy in Maryland, usually, unless you're James McCann, you're allergic to crabs.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're going to eat crabs. Yeah. It's a.
Yeah. You put crab and mac and cheese. I mean, come on. I'll do that on anything.
Good dogs. You can eat them plain, man. I'm telling you. This is.
I mean, you can, but why would you? I guess.
Good Frank's ballpark dog. I mean, come on.
Oh, dude, and they used to have the SK back in the day as
SK,
well. That
yeah.
used to be one of. That's like where the love started for plain hot dogs. Yeah. And yeah, Gavin, they got on me because Kelly, love Kelly, big fan of the show. I choked on a dog when I was a kid. I don't know if I told you this or not. I choked on a dog when I was a kid, and then because I had a texture issue with the skin of the hot dog, my mom had to cut the skin off the dog.
That really doesn't surprise me one bit.
Well, and then my mom says hi right there. See, speak, and she shall.
Hey, Kelly, good to see you.
She's a good kid too. She has a lot of horror stories that I wish that she won't share here. We'll have her on the show in the future. Zach, did you find the video?
No. Do you know how hard it is to find? I'm just searching on Twitter. Gavin Sheets dugout. Okay, it takes a minute to try to find that. Okay?
Hey, you know what, Gav? This was actually people asked me this a long time. They're like, wait a minute, you guys were
I
teammates.
found it in 3 seconds.
Just search like Gavin Sheets.
Where did you find it?
Superman?
I looked it up on Google. You heard of it?
Oh, well, no. No.
Damn, Kevin.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
I'll put it in the private chat.
Kevin's a little salty, Gav, because the Nuggets. He's a big Nuggets fan too, and so he said he's feeling better.
I am feeling better.
But he's coming at it hot. Oh, also, who wins in an Oklahoma drill for football? Nick Moore or Kevin?
I'm gonna go Nick Moore. That's a big dude.
Well, we're doing that for Nick's final for his final clearance. I talked to I think DeCosta would agree with this. To make sure that Nick's good, he's got to go up against a 5'6"
and 24/25
and 24/25 guy to do that.
There's
other question,
no better way to see if the Achilles is ready to rock and roll in little Oklahoma form.
Oklahoma.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you're on the same page.
Yeah. Someone asked me, and I'm curious. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Finally.
Oh,
You're welcome.
Oh, and that's shout out Taylor Davis hitting that ball. There goes Gavin. Oi!
Rips he doesn't.
And here
even
comes
move.
Ryan.
Where is it?
What?
It's like he just watches the whole thing happen without even moving.
Yeah.
Can someone get a look at what beauty? Wow, what an angle there, Gav.
That is
That's my
impressive.
best angle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they say. He looks the best.
Yeah.
By the way, Gav, is the Charlotte Knights Stadium best stadium in the minors?
Oh yeah, that place is incredible.
Yeah.
What an awesome place to play. I didn't really want to stay there, but it was a good place to play. Awesome stadium.
Yeah, it's a great place to also get over a loss, because we did a lot of that in 21 for the Norfolk Tides. Last thing, Gav, get you out of here. You have the connections to Baltimore, obviously. I've been asked a lot of this. You're going to be biased, but I think we're both biased towards our dads of being harder on us. Except it's funny. I think your dad was harder on me than my dad. But
Sure.
Of the coaching dynamic, who's the more calming one when our dads coached together in high school? Would you say Larry or would you say Calvin?
That's not even close. It was Calvin.
Okay. So yes, I would agree with that. What do you think?
I think Cal was there as my dad's mental coach. He said, "Hey, everything's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay."
I still remember when I think Matt, shout out Matt, just got married, threw the bat against the fence, and I think your dad went to my dad and had this conversation. And instead of, I think my dad said, "Hey, I got this." Instead of going over to talk to Matt, wrote down in his notepad and then closed the notepad. And then the next day went up to Matt and was like, "Hey, Matt, let's talk about this. Do you remember that moment?" Like, that's how my dad would do it. And Larry.
Yeah, I think my dad was thinking, "Hey, that's how I used to do it right there, throw it right against the thing. So maybe I should go talk to him." But then Cal's like, maybe I should be the guy to go talk this one over with him tomorrow.
We'll have a 30 for 30 on that one day, because there was a lot of things that happened there on and off the record that we can talk about. Well, hey, Gav, give everyone my best. We'll be tuning in. I expect a good game from you. As always rooting for you. You're a good kid, though. So smile. Have fun out there. And goatee or mustache?
Goatee. Mustache isn't in the cards for me.
Yeah, I've never seen you with one. That makes sense. If you are slumping, I expect to see the mustache, but you're about to go on a bender. So, hey, be good, and I'll talk to you later, all right?
Appreciate it, guys. Always fun being on with you.
Gavin Sheets, everybody.
Thanks, Gav. Appreciate you.
it.